Welcome back to the Stock Market Summary Series. We saw the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ hitting fresh all-time highs, just like we kind of hinted yesterday. They were so close they could almost taste it.
Yeah, that momentum just kept going.
Exactly. But it wasn't just the big indices. Remember that stock we called out yesterday? The one with the high base ascending triangle setup?
Yeah, AMZN.
That one. It popped nearly 3% today on some really serious volume. We're going to get into why this matters, how it fits into the bigger picture. So definitely stick around. But first, a quick note. If you find these daily summaries helpful, do us a favor and hit that like button. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it really helps us out immensely. And click subscribe so you never miss a beat. You can always unsubscribe later if you change your mind. And just a reminder, nothing in this report is specific buying or selling advice. It's purely general market commentary and, trading education.
Right. And what's fascinating today, I think, is the underlying strength you see. Well, in some parts of the market, even as other areas kind of paused.
A bit of divergence there.
Exactly. So we'll break down the indices, highlight today's major movers, and then we'll connect this to some key economic data and check in on crypto and metals too.
Okay, let's dive into those indices. The SPY, S&P 500 ETF, put up a solid 0.5% gain. Fresh all-time highs again, closed strong, just continuing that momentum we mentioned yesterday.
Yeah, holding strong. And the QQQ, tracking the NASDAQ 100, climbed 0.34%, also record close, just pushing higher like we saw yesterday.
But the Dow, the DIA, actually outperformed today.
It did, yeah. Up 0.94%. That adds to the bullish picture. And now it's getting some distance above its 20-day and its 200-day moving averages, key levels.
Signaling some real strength there.
Right. But then you look at the small caps, the IWM stayed flat today, still bumping its head against that 200-day moving average resistance. That's a level we're really watching maybe for next week.
So big caps strong, small caps kind of stalled.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It definitely raises questions about market breadth.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about some of those standout stocks. Amazon, AMZN, we touched on it already, popped nearly 3%, huge volume spike.
Yeah.
It really fulfilled that high base ascending triangle setup we flagged yesterday. That pattern worked out nicely.
Textbook, almost. Higher lows pushing into resistance, then the break. Nice volume confirmation, too.
And how about Big Bear AI, BBAI? It kept running, didn't it? Another big day, heavy volume. It's had a, 46% run this week?
Incredible run. Yeah, definitely one to watch next week, see if it holds.
And Futu Holdings, FUTU. Still on the radar. The weekly chart, it's showing sort of a crude ascending triangle, right? Nearing that $130 resistance. Volume looks notable, too.
Watching how it reacts there. Building pressure.
Okay, sectors. What led, what lagged?
So consumer discretionary, the XLY, that led the pack, jumped 1.67%. Pretty strong move.
Shows maybe some confidence there or speculation.
Could be. On the other end, energy, XLE, was the laggard, dropped about 0.5%, 0.52%. Maybe some rotation out of energy today.
All right, let's shift gears to the economy. Some kind of mixed signals coming out.
Yeah, definitely. We got the Q1 2025 GDP number. It's actually contracted at a 0.5% annualized rate. That's worse than the minus 0.2% they estimated before.
And what drove that?
Mostly a huge surge in imports, up like 37.9%. Probably businesses stockpiling ahead of tariffs.
Okay, makes sense. But then consumer spending.
Right. Consumer spending for May actually fell 0.1%. The expectation was for a small increase, like 0.1%. So consumers seem a bit cautious, maybe because of those same tariff uncertainties.
Interesting contrast. Business prep versus consumer caution. What about inflation?
Core PCE inflation for May ticked up a bit, rose to 2.3% annually, up from 2.1% in April. So moderate price pressure is still there.
The Fed's watching that closely, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But on a brighter note, durable goods orders for May, they surged 16.4%, way above the 8.6% forecast. That signals pretty strong business investment in certain areas.
Okay, lots to chew on there. By the way, guys, if you've got a stock you're watching or maybe a question about the markets, drop it in the comments. We might just cover it in an upcoming episode. We'd love to hear from you.
Definitely.
All right, let's check in on crypto and metals. Bitcoin, BTC.
Pretty quiet today, actually. Stayed flat, but importantly, it's holding above its 20-day and its 50-day moving averages. That's still a bullish setup, the one we urged you to watch yesterday. It really could run without you if it breaks higher from here.
Okay, holding steady. What about gold, GLD?
Oof, gold took a hit today, dropped 1.81%. Fell pretty substantially below its 50-day moving average, too. That's a sign of potential weakness setting in.
Not what gold bulls wanted to see. And silver, SLV.
Silver also slipped, down 2.16%. Getting kind of choppy, struggling to find direction. Just like we said yesterday, it was trying to make up its mind. still looks that way.
So metal's looking a bit weak here.
Yeah, and this brings up a really important point for traders. How do you manage your risk when something like gold just suddenly turns against you like that? Or when silver gets choppy and unpredictable?
Good question.
Understanding these technical levels like that 50-day on gold, and critically, knowing when to let your winners run but cut your losers fast, that's absolutely crucial. It's something we focus on heavily in our mentorship program, actually. There's more where that came from.
Makes sense. Risk management is key.
It really is. I mean, days like today really highlight it, don't they? You have AMZN with that clean breakout, a great setup, and then GLD just sliding below a key level. That's why our Grok Trade mentorship program really digs deep into capital and risk management.
Right, helping traders capitalize on setups like FUTU.
Exactly. Or knowing how to manage the risk, how to potentially avoid getting caught badly in something like that gold downturn. It's all about empowering you to execute that best loser wins philosophy, keeping losses small so the winners can really count. We offer personalized support until you recoup your investment. Good stuff.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. What's the main takeaway from today?
Well, today was largely, I'd say, a bullish charge led by the large caps. SPY, QQQ hitting new records, that's strong. But yeah, small caps stalled out and metals took a hit. So it shows those nuances in the market, right? Not everything is moving together.
Definitely shows the divergences. Okay, final call. If you have a ticker you want us to break down, drop it in the comments below. We love seeing what you guys are watching.
And maybe just one final thought to leave you with, if you connect the dots here, that divergence between the leading sectors and the lagging small caps.
Yeah.
Especially when you factor in that economic contraction data and the cautious consumer spending. It really raises an important question, doesn't it, about market breadth and how sustainable this rally is moving forward.
Something to chew on for sure.
Definitely something to consider as you plan for next week. Probably catch you in the next one.